Yo, what's up? Happy Monday, everybody. There's 12 games on tonight. Monday, not usually one of the best MLB days, but there's definitely a few bets I like tonight. Yesterday, not a good day betting-wise. To be honest, I actually didn't even make a graphic with yesterday's results. The results are up on the website, though. I have a guy on payroll who every night at 2 a.m. he goes and does the results and puts them on the website, so he did them. I usually make a graphic and post for everyone, and I did, and I was doing Mother's Day stuff all day yesterday. We did golf, then went out to dinner and all that. So, yeah, I'll take a look. I usually would have like a unit count on how we did yesterday, but I saw the Braves blew a ninth inning lead. That was my bet of the day. We had Braves first five, which hit, but then they blew a ninth inning lead, so I know that was bad. D-backs and the D-backs game, I think it was D-backs Giants. I had the over as one of my top bets. 2-1. What the hell? So I think overall it was a bad day, but let's put it in the past. Move on to tonight.
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead, yeah.
Cleveland!
I know.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, fucking Cleveland.
That's just
Go
nuts.
ahead. Keep backing them.
No, I'm done. I took 2 days in a row that luck. I'm done. Taking my shit and running.
Scrub ass lineup.
So lucky.
I didn't see anything. I just saw final scores. That's it.
Josh Naylor, 3-run home run in the 8th again.
Oh my god. Damn.
And they almost gave it up in the top of the 9th. So anyway.
Was it Class A that almost gave it up?
Yes.
Wow. All right. First game, Mets and Nationals. This one's about to start. I actually think it starts in 3 minutes. So we'll try to get through this one real quick so you can get your picks bets in if you want to tail. Here are my notes. How do we not take the Nats? How are we not taking the Nats here? I don't even know what Toast is betting, but if he's not on the Nats, he's a fool. How do we not bet the Nats here? There we go. All right. So straight up, the Mets are terrible right now. I don't know if you've heard. The Mets are 6-14 in their last 20 games. 6-14. Yeah, the Nats aren't good, but they're playing better baseball than the Mets right now. And we're talking about like 3-week sample size. They've been playing better than the Mets. Not to mention, we got a lefty-lefty matchup here, and Washington's been way better against lefties. They're at home. David Peterson's been terrible this year. I know everyone makes jokes about Patrick Corbin, right? But David Peterson's been way worse than Patrick Corbin. Corbin is actually somewhat decent at home. I mean, now, I wouldn't even call him somewhat decent. He's just not nearly as bad at home as he is on the road. No one will ever give him credit for it because it's just funnier to talk shit about him. Everyone loves to rip on Patrick Corbin, myself included. I've gotten in on that. But dating back to last season, he's really not that bad at home. This year, the Mets are 1-6 in David Peterson's 7 starts, so they never win when this guy pitches. The only area where the Mets have the edge is the bullpen. There's no question the Mets bullpen has been better than Washington's. But in the first 5, Nats at plus 125 at home with Peterson on the mound. How do we not take that?
Yeah, I can't really argue with anything that you said. And to your point about left-handed hitting, the Mets are in the last month are 23rd at a lowly, I think 84 WRC plus. With that said, though, I can win and you can win. I got the Mets team total in the first 5 over 2.5. I understand how bad that they've looked there. I understand all of that. I think that 5th inning yesterday could have flipped a switch for this team. And there's actually really nothing here to say that the Mets are going to kill Patrick Corbin. I guess you can call this a gut play by me, but I do think that the Mets are better than what they've shown over the last month. This is kind of like, do you think that they are what they are? Or do you think that they are what shows on the back of their baseball card? I think it's the back of the baseball card. I think they can get 3 here today early. So, yeah. And also the Nationals 8th in the last month against left-handed pitching.
What so I'm
maybe
saying.
A first 5. Yeah, so maybe a first 5 over 2. So this is a gut play for me. I understand that Sauce is a Mets fan. I'm not. I think that switch might have turned yesterday. I think we see some runs today.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday was a good sign. Like I said, I didn't watch any baseball, but I did check it out. 8 runs. Definitely a positive sign for us Mets fans to see, but there's no way I'm going to let that erase what I've seen over the last 3-4 weeks. But let's move on to the next one. A's at Orioles, and call me Square Stevens. I am on the Angels definitely. And Ohtani on the road, if you know me, that's usually a spot I like to stay off of. Look, I know the Angels are just 2-6 in their last 8, but it's not because of their offense. They've been scoring. They're 2-6 in their last 8, but they're averaging over 4 runs a game during that streak. So even though they lost 6 of their last games, they're averaging over 4 runs a game. And you got Ohtani on the mound. Clearly one of the best starting pitchers in baseball. I don't think anyone would debate that. If you put 4 runs on the board with in an Ohtani start, you're going to win 80% of your baseball games. And on the fact that you got Ohtani coming off a rare loss, I truly think I'm safe siding with the public on this one, and it is definitely the public. Oh wow, it's actually shifted. Wow, look at this.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not that bad.
I like that. I didn't even realize that. When I was doing
That's why I said that to you earlier when we were talking. I was like, man, this is a hard one.
Yeah, well, when I was writing these notes, it was this morning, and the public was on the Angels. Looked like a lot of action on the Orioles coming in. I like it. Makes me like it even more. I think if we see Grayson Rodriguez versus Shohei Ohtani, that the Angels are going to take 8 out of those 10 games. So happy to lay the -125. I think there's a lot of value here, definitely on Angels. And let's see.
Yeah.
And the comments, I just posted the VIP ticket too on the website, and the first comment was like, "I'm done with the fucking Angels." And the fact that those comments are coming in, be like, you know what? I think it's time to start backing them.
Yeah. And then I also saw like Baltimore plus 3.5 is a lock. Well, yeah, I'm sure it is. 3.5 runs. Awesome. You got me. Just a couple things. I was kind of super split on this game. I'm a big Grayson Rodriguez guy. I backed him last time out against Tampa Bay after that crazy bad start in Cincinnati, and he came out and he pitched really well. But at the same time, he's only pitched very well against Detroit twice, and then that Tampa Bay start once. I do think that with him being a younger arm, you're going to continue to see him getting better and better through the year. But on the flip side, Ohtani, as much as I love him and he's my guy, he's the best player in baseball. There's no question about it. Me and Sauce argue about this all the time.
He's not the best player.
He hasn't looked like the guy that I've been trying to talk him up as over the last 3 starts. I mean, he took a loss and only gave up 3 really on them against Oakland in the first 5, and he gave up 5 runs in the first 5 to Oakland. He gave up another 4 runs to St. Louis, even though he struck out 13 guys. So the strikeouts are there, but at the same time, he's not really preventing a whole bunch of runs from being scored. Not to mention the one time that he has been or the one time he did pitch in Baltimore, they hit him up for 4 runs. It's a little bit different lineup. There's no question about that, but now that I'm seeing some little bit of Baltimore money come in, it makes me a lot more comfortable. So it's Angels or pass. I haven't bet it yet, but I think now that I'm seeing this line or the money come in on Baltimore, I'm more trusting of the Angels. Also, Mike Trout sat out yesterday, so he's going to be nice and fresh today.
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt. I didn't even write your bet on the screen. What was the actual bet? I know you said you're split.
Angels.
Oh, nice. So we're on the same boat there. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I definitely have a sick hat collection. That's for sure. I appreciate the compliment. And I'm glad everyone's doubting the Angels. That's when, if you remember last season, do you remember I think it was August where I was the only one back in the Angels last season, and they won like it was probably 11 out of 16. It wasn't crazy, but I was consistently turning a profit, being the only one back in the Angels. Maybe we're in that spot now.
Hold up. Are we both wearing Astros World Series hats right now, and we didn't even coordinate this?
Yeah, I'm wearing an Astros World Series hat.
Yeah, me too, bro.
Yeah.
Let's go back, guys.
Wow.
Anyway.
No, we did not coordinate that. Wow, that is crazy. So anyway, Yankees at Blue Jays. This is my first pass. You know what? I'll say Yankees or pass. The Blue Jays seem hot though, and it's just with a bullpen day for the Yankees with a bullpen that's ranked 22nd in the last 2 weeks. It's a bullpen day, and it's not even a bullpen that I trust. I expect the Yankees to hit Manoah, even though Manoah at home isn't as bad as the Manoah on the road. It's just the Yankees bats clearly are no longer slumping. I think they hit off Manoah. It's just I can't trust that Yankees bullpen for 9 straight innings. I do like the look of it at a nice plus money number there, but it's just the Yankees or pass. Yankees or pass, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing for me. I would actually look, I haven't placed this bet, but I would actually look like the Yankees team total, actually, especially considering now that they've already seen Manoah. I know that he went 7 strong and didn't give up a run, and he has pretty good numbers against the Yankees, but he hasn't really been the same Alek Manoah that we've seen this year. Not to mention the fact that Toronto just came off of a pretty hectic series against Atlanta where they performed very well, but they also used a lot of their bullpen arms and stuff like that. So I think that we do see some run scoring. But again, they still have like Romano and stuff available. It would be Yankees team total for me. It's just really hard to bet against Toronto right now, but at the same time, I don't really like that price with what I've seen from Manoah. And then on top of the fact, I mean, Toronto's actually played Philly and Atlanta back-to-back series. So now that they have the Yankees coming in, I don't really love the spot or the price for the Blue Jays.
Exactly. I don't think there's any question that like Toronto's hot right now. It's just I hated the spot.
Right.
I also don't even like the spot for the Yankees though, coming off arguably the biggest series of the year.
No.
Yeah, but just in case, I just pulled it up. So your best line for the Yankees team total over, you can get it at 3.5, but you got to lay -150 on BetMGM, or you can get it at 4.5 at +115. So I don't know if you're trying to, anyone listening, if you're trying to tail toast on that, that's the kind of juice you're looking at. But +4 at 4.5 and +115 might not be a bad shot to take. Seattle at Boston. So I have 2 bets in this one, and I like them both. These aren't leans. I'm betting both of these. I'm on Seattle at -120, and I'm on the under at 10. And I know Toast doesn't want to take. Oh, he does in Fenway? I thought for sure you were going to.
I love the under tonight.
When I typed that, I was like, Toast is going to fight me on this one. All right. So anyway,
that's how much I like
it. So I know. This is another one where, you know what, maybe I'm not square on the Angels, though. I thought I was super square on the Angels. This one is definitely a bit of a square pick, the Seattle money line. But how do we not take him? George Kirby has looked good as hell this season. I know backing a right-hand pitcher on the road in Fenway has been risky as of late, but I think Boston's bats are truly on the downslope from that hot streak. In the last 14 days, Boston is still 4th. So in the last 14 days, they're still 4th against righties, but if you change it from 14 days to last 7 days, they fall all the way back to 17th. I mean, Miles Michaelis just pitched a gem in Fenway Park last night. I think we can count on George Kirby to get the job done and pitch a great game tonight. Mariners' bullpen has been red hot. Seattle's bullpen's 3rd in WOBA allowed over the last 14 days. So I don't think the Red Sox are going to score many runs tonight. I'm a bit worried about Seattle's bats, not going to lie, as far as the under. Now I'm talking about the under. I'm sorry. Seattle's bats would be the only thing that worries me about the under, because Tanner Houck, his numbers look terrible, but I think Tanner Houck's numbers are a bit inflated, and Toast might be able to shed some light on this. He's got a 5.73 at home, and that looks awful, but if you look at his slugging percentage and isolated power numbers at home, they're lower than what I would expect to see from a guy with a 5.73 ERA, so I think his ERA at home might be a little higher than it should be. Mariners just 29th OPS versus righty in the last 14 days. So I actually think Tanner Houck might be able to put together a good game. That's why I'm at the under, but I like Seattle and the under.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. I didn't take Seattle because of how public it was, even though we got the Sunday Night Baseball fade. I understand that Boston didn't travel and they stayed at home, but it's still a bad spot. Just really quickly in general, that Sunday Night Baseball, they have media to do before and after the game, so while all these other teams can travel and stuff. So that's why there's that Sunday Night Baseball fade. So that's part of the reason why I like the under. And then like you talked about, the starting pitching, I do think Tanner Houck is a lot better than what he's shown. His expected numbers are a little bit better, but then also take a look at the lineups that he's faced: Philly, Toronto, Baltimore, Minnesota, LA Angels, Detroit. All those teams are pretty sufficient as far as hitting the baseball is concerned. And then in George Kirby's hand, he just continues to get better and better and better. His worst performance this year, or in the last let's just call it the last 5, was at Oakland, where he went 7 innings. He gave up 3 runs. He's faced Boston twice in his career. Both of them, neither one of them he looked very good, but they were both last year. The first one, I think it was his first or second start in his career, and he got lit up for 5 runs. So I actually think that he comes into Boston here with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. I think we get 7 7 good innings out of Kirby. I think we get 5 or 6 good innings out of Houck. I understand that Jansen hasn't looked Jansen won't be available again today. They said that he's going to be working on his mechanics, aka he sucks right now. So all the decent arms from the Boston bullpen should be fine and ready to go after last night's blowout. So I think under 10 is just way too high right now.
Yeah, agreed. To the guy Jake before said, "Damn, Sauce was high on Boston." Yeah, yo, bro, welcome to the MLB. This is a marathon.
So was I.
Yeah. Dude. I've been talking shit about Cleveland the last 3 weeks. Cleveland might get hot in 2 weeks, and I might be on here sucking Cleveland's asshole. Like, it's every single team goes through the season, and the key is to try to catch teams on the top slope and then try to bail on them before they come down. Everyone gets hot, everyone gets cold. So yeah, Boston was red hot, but I think all signs are pointing to they're cooling off. We thought Boston was about a 500 team entering the season, at least most people did, and I think they're regressing back to about that.
Really quickly, I found my numbers written down. For Houck, his 5.2 ERA, his expected ERA is 3.64, so it's almost 2 runs lower than what is expected. So definitely some positive regression coming Houck's way.
Yo, Peterson already gave up a run, 1-0 Nats.
That's fine. I just need the Mets to score. I'm good.
That's right. You're
I'll be more than happy.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, next game. Brewers at Cats. I didn't actually put this on the ticket. It felt a little too easy. First 5 over 4 is my pick here, and I do like it. I had too many bets on the ticket, so I had to try to weed a couple off, and this is one that got cut.
It's 4.5 now.
Is it 4.5? Oh, damn it!
Because I was on the same thing.
All right, so I mean, it's still my pick, but like I said, I didn't actually bet this, and I don't think I'm going to bet it. But, so Cardinals bats have woken up. First of all, especially against righties in the last 2 weeks, they're first in OPS versus right-handed pitching. So even though I really like Freddie Peralta, going on the road and pitching against a lineup that's crushing righties is a tough sell. On the other side, you got Jack Flaherty, who's been practical joke terrible. I backed him twice in the last few weeks, and he's completely screwed me both times. Dude's really struggling to make outs, even though I do think he's better than that. It's just I can't trust him right now. Brewers bats have been top 10 versus righties this whole season, so the Brewers lineup should be a tough matchup for him. Now, the Cardinals bats are coming off Sunday Night Baseball. Like Toast just said, it's about... a lot of people in the baseball betting industry religiously fade lineups coming off Sunday Night Baseball because they don't have the getaway day. If you notice, like Toast just explained, if you notice, most teams travel on Wednesday night, Thursday night, Sunday night. Now, the MLB sets the schedule up so they play day games before they have to travel, and then Sunday Night Baseball is the only exception to that. Now, the Cards didn't have to travel, but still. Oh, no, they did have to travel. They went from they were in Boston to St. Louis, yeah. So yeah, that's why that's a thing. That's why, because the team is robbed of a getaway day when everyone else gets to rest and travel. They're playing at night. So yeah, that makes me a little scared of this bet because the Cardinals bats have been nice, but I could see them coming out flat. But yeah, that's where I would lean.
Yeah, I just stick to old reliable, that Sunday Night Baseball fade, but I'm going to stick to the first 5 innings just because the Cardinals are one of those teams, kind of like Boston at home. They just seem to play better at home. I know that you can say that a lot about teams, but there's certain teams that just have like certain magic. Obviously, I don't need to tell you guys about how bad Jack Flaherty is. I just try to use like expected numbers to tell you that Houck would be better. Jack Flaherty's expected numbers are worse than his regular ERA, so it can only get bad for Flaherty. I don't think he's actually that bad, but his issue is his walks. I mean, he's having multiple walks every time out. Last time out against the Cubs, he had 5 walks, so it's just really hard to back a pitcher like that. Freddie Peralta is either all or nothing. Yeah. There's at times where you can see him when he faced a team like the Padres or Boston where he gets absolutely lit up, and then he's came back against Detroit, Colorado, and then his last time out against the Dodgers, 6 innings, only giving up a run. That was at home, so hasn't really faced St. Louis that much as far as on the road in his career. Since 2021, only once. He only went 2 innings in that start. I think he actually got hurt in that start, if I remember correctly. So, but Freddie Peralta's a bet on pitcher for me. So I'm all over Brewers first 5 on the money line at minus 125 with such a nice price. I usually lay the run line in these situations, but with at such a decent price, I'll just take that push factor into consideration and take the money line.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. Hairston looks like he's on Brewers also. Let's move on to the next one. Braves at Rangers. I put down Rangers or pass. I'll put that on the screen. Texas or pass. All right, let's see what my notes say for this one. So yeah, I mean, Braves just really don't seem to have it right now, kind of. I mean, first of all, they had to fly from Toronto to Dallas yesterday. That's a hell of a flight. I mean, the Rangers are flying in from Oakland themselves, so that's not really even a factor. I probably shouldn't even have said it. But after a heartbreaking loss, the Braves just got swept. They blow a 9th inning lead yesterday. Texas has got a kid named Corey Bradford pitching. He's making his major league debut. Don't know a damn thing about him, but I feel like rookies making their first career MLB start have fared pretty well this season. I never liked betting Charlie Morton, especially on the road in the regular season. So that definitely points me towards Texas. I think because it's a rookie making his first time start, that's probably going to inflate the Braves price even more. I'm not going to bet this game, but as from a straight value standpoint, I feel like there'd be more value on a Texas money line bet at the big plus money than Atlanta.
Yeah. I know this is crazy because I'm a Braves hater, but I really like the Braves here. I took the Braves for a full unit at minus 145. First things first, what's the spot? Yes, Atlanta is coming off of a trip from Toronto, but Texas also coming from a 10-plus game road trip where they were in LA, they went to Seattle, then they went to Oakland, and now they're coming home without any rest. I understand it's a short flight from Oakland, but still off a almost a 2-week road trip or 10-plus game road trip. That's a long time. Charlie Morton is, I've always said, I want Charlie Morton game 4 of the ALCS when you're down 3-1. I don't want Charlie Morton on a Monday night in Texas, but I actually do want him Monday night in Texas because this is the time that the Braves need Charlie Morton. The Braves have lost 4 games in a row to Boston and Toronto, and now they face this kid that, granted that Sauce is right, these new guys have fared pretty well so far, but Charlie Morton in his career in Texas has been phenomenal. A lot of those were a long time ago. I get that, but that is comfortable. And then on top of that, he's been pitching extremely well. His one start on the road that he didn't pitch well was against the Mets. But besides that, I mean, he pitched 6 innings, 2 runs against Baltimore, 7 innings, a run against Miami. On the road against the Padres, giving up 1 run in 6 innings. On the road in St. Louis, only giving up 3 runs. So I think the Braves bats are probably a little bit better than the Texas bats, even with how well the Texas bats have been playing. So it's super public, and I kind of hate it, and I expect to lose it, but I am on the Braves today.
It seems like a lot of the comments agree with you. Harrison said first 5 Braves run line full game. So he's laying it heavy on the Braves. Yeah, I'm not going to bet this game. Next one. Cubs at Astros. Give me the under. This line, this total opened up at 7. It's at 8 now. You can get it at 8 on multiple books, but I'm taking the under here. But like I said, opened up at 7. That should give you an idea of what kind of game the odds makers are expecting to see here, and I definitely agree. Neither of these lineups are hitting. Astros haven't scored more than 5 runs in a game in about 10, 11 days. They've won 4 of their last 5, but not really because of their offense. And at home against the Cubs lineup that hasn't been consistently producing for basically a whole month now, you got to think Framber Valdez blanks them or has a dominant performance. I know Cubs bats have had more success than righties recently, but they haven't been blowing anybody away with their numbers against lefties either. Framber Valdez at home, I trust him. And on the other side, you got Jameson Taillon, who's basically been awful. He's failed to make it past 3 innings in his last 2 starts, but like I've been saying the last few days, Houston hasn't been hitting righties. They're just 7th in OPS versus righties in the last 14 days. I don't trust the Astros lineup right now at all. And I actually think Taillon, we've seen him pitch well before. It's not like we don't know this dude. He's capable of putting together good starts, and I think he's due for one. So I actually thinks he puts up a decent performance tonight. When I say decent, I'm talking 5 innings, 3 earned runs. 5 innings, 3 earned runs. You give me that, Tyone, and this under will cash.
Yeah, I don't hate the under for sure. I'm gonna pair the Astros and the Padres together in a parlay for just a half a unit at plus 120. I agree with you about Framber. I think he absolutely deals today. There's no question about that. If I had a gun to my head, I would probably play a half a unit on the Astros run line here. I just still don't trust what this Cubs offense has been able to do, or Cubs team at all. I've been trying to, I guess, go back to, I think they're a good team. They're going to play well. And they're just not showing it over the last 10 games. The last 20 games, they're only 7-13. The last 30 games, they're 13-17. So maybe I was wrong about this Cubs team. And the last time that Tyone faced this Astros team, he went 5 2/3 and gave up 10 hits and 6 runs. He hasn't made it past the 6th inning in any of his last 5 starts. He's made it past the 6th inning and once in his this year. So I think the fact that we're going to get the Astros against that bum Chicago bullpen that I understand that has pitched well at times, but I do not trust them at all. And an Astros team, they're not hitting well either, but they have scored 4 runs or more in 3 of their last 5. So I think maybe they're starting to click just a little bit better. But maybe that's just me with Framber on the bump, but I'm all over the Astros today.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't bet the Cubs. That's for sure. And if this is down to like minus 140, I could completely get with you.
Right.
It's just so expensive. I don't hate that, the Padres, because we'll get to that. We'll get to the Padres game in a second. Reds at Rockies. So check it out. I didn't bet this, so I'm going to put it on the screen. I want you to know that for the show, I like to, even if I don't like the game, I like to give you like what I would bet. And this is what I would bet if I was going to bet this game. Cincinnati first 5 minus a half run at plus 115 would be my favorite bet if I was forced to bet this game. I'm not doing this. I've really been having trouble getting a read on this Rockies team recently. If you remember, I bet them in games 1 and 2 of the Phillies series. They lost both of them, and Mets just tied the game 1-1. So I bet them in games 1 and 2 of the Phillies series. They lost both of them. Then the last game of the series yesterday, Kyle Freeland was pitching, and I was like, I like the Rockies, but they beat me 2 times in a row. I'm just going to stay off. And then they go and win 4-0. And then Connor Seabold's on the mound. The way he was described to me from people I trust is he's supposed to be an auto fade, but didn't he actually just put together a decent start his last time out? I just don't know. And Hunter Green, another question mark, another guy that we know is capable of going out there and showcasing great stuff. Okay, the Mets are getting hot. 2 hits in a row, 2 men on. But there's 2 outs. So Corbin will get out of this. So Hunter Green's another guy that's a question mark. We know he's capable of having elite stuff, going out there and shutting teams down, but he's so inconsistent. So that'd be my pick, but I'm staying off.
Yeah, I love the Rockies here. Give me the Rockies money line at plus 100. I think you can find it at plus 100 on a couple different books still for 0.75 units. Kind of like a little toasty system play, if you want to call it that. Rockies staying home, and they have a team having to travel. It's just a spot that I really like. Cincinnati just played in Miami last night, and then they got to travel all the way across the country. Hunter Green went to Colorado last year, kind of got lit up. I understand he's a little bit better this year, but he's like a 2-pitch pitcher. So if they can just sit fastball all night, I understand that CJ Cron got a back issue. He won't be in the lineup today. That doesn't really bother me. And Connor Seabold looked decent his last couple of times out. 5 innings against the Pirates. I understand that they've been terrible. Only 1 run, but Milwaukee hits right-handed pitching pretty well. He went to Milwaukee against Milwaukee here in Colorado. Only gave up 3 runs in 5 innings. So there's obviously spots in Seabold's resume that you can definitely poke holes at. There's no question about that. But just spot-wise in general, I really like the Rockies here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to even argue with you because I don't even like my pick at all. It's not betting this. Arizona at Oakland is next. So I did D-backs run line or pass. I'll put Arizona minus 1.5 or pass. Really don't know how I feel about Merrill Kelly anymore. I really liked him in that one spot. I think it was his last start. He was at home against I think it was Washington, and I loved the spot for him, and he just didn't produce. And I had Arizona. I remember I had Arizona first 5 run line as one of my bets of the day, and Arizona put up 4 runs in the first 5, and Kelly just could not take care of the Nats bats, and that's just left a rough taste in my mouth. To at this price too, they're so expensive. Obviously, Ruzinski's pitching. I don't like the guy's numbers are awful. The Arizona's crushing righties. Their first in OPS versus right-handed pitching over the last 2 weeks. So I won't bet Oakland. I will not bet Oakland here. It's just I don't know if I fully trust Arizona to lay 1.5.
Yeah, I'm over for me. It's over or pass. I didn't personally bet it, but it's Oakland with obviously one of the worst bullpens.
What's the total at? What's the total at?
9. Sorry, over 9. Sorry. Merrill Kelly's been decent, but again, I don't really trust him to just blank Oakland. I mean, Oakland. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where there's no way I'm betting -1.5 with Arizona right now, like you had said. Merrill Kelly has 1 start in the last couple of years against Oakland where he gave up 4 runs. So, it's just really hard for me to get behind Arizona right now. It's over for me or pass.
Mets have the bases loaded, by the way. Nimmo's up.
Yeah, I'm watching.
All right, next game.
My guy. It's my guy.
The guy's about to end the inning right here. Corbin's gonna handle him.
Nah, single up the middle.
So I feel like I'm walking into a trap here, but Kansas City plus 1.5 against the Padres. 1 second. It's at -105. Fading the Padres. All right, so say what you want about Brett. Wait, hold on. Yeah, okay. I thought I was muted for a second. Say up. Nats got out of it. What's up?
Yeah, I know.
What's up, Nats? What's up, Nats? Say what you want about Brad Keller. The dude's got great numbers on the road this season. Brad Keller's 2-1 with a 2.91 ERA in his 4 road starts. Solid numbers. 2-1, 2.91 ERA. Those 4 road starts at San Francisco, at Texas, at San Francisco, great lineup against righties this whole season. At Texas, solid lineup. At Arizona, they're the best lineup in baseball against righties in the last 2 weeks. At Minnesota, at the Twins is his easy start. This guy's made 4 tough road starts, 3 tough road starts and 1 so-so, and has great numbers. This dude's pitching well on the road. This Padres lineup is terrible right now. They're 1-7 in their last 8 games, and the 1 win, they had a 5-run inning against the Twins bullpen. So if you take out that 1 inning, you could say that this San Diego offense hasn't produced in 9 days, 10 days. I don't understand it. They're so stacked. Well, the top half of the lineup is. In the last 14 days, Padres are 28th against right-handed pitching. That's abysmal. Yes, I'm sure having 2 series against the Dodgers are skewing those numbers but like, how much do you believe in they just don't play hard against the Dodgers? Or, you know what I mean? There's some of it. You have to attest some of it to their struggling as well. Tatis is dope. Juan Soto is swinging a hot bat right now. But other than that, there's nothing in this lineup I trust. Machado's been bad. And the bottom half of the Padres order, scrap them all. Like, seriously, give me 5 new players. Because once you get to the bottom half of that order, it's a waste of time. I said on YouTube the Padres were about to go on a run about a week and a half ago. It's like, I like the energy with this team. They're playing good. This is me. I'm making fun of myself right now. They're playing good since Tatis is back. I've never been so wrong. This team's playing with no energy. They're scoring no runs. And they're going to have to show me something before I even consider betting them at a -210 price.
Yeah. I think this is, for me, I'm not definitely, for one point, going to knock down the door. I just going to continue to fade the Royals when I can. I'm definitely, like I said, I have that parlay. I'm not going to sit here and try to tell people why. But just to Sauce's point, the Padres versus right-handed pitching over the last month, Soto and Tatis have really good, Soto has a really good WRC plus. Fernando Tatis is at 112, which is 100 is league average. Every single other person in the Padres lineup is at an 88 or below as far as WRC plus. Again, league average is 100. So there's 2 people in the Padres lineup that are hitting average right now.
That's crazy.
It's just bad. It's just bad all over. There's no bullshit number that you can make up to say, oh, there's positive regression. They just are flat out are not hitting right now. So again, I think that back at home, they're not playing the Dodgers might help them a little bit, but we'll see. I'm not going to knock down the door with it, but I did play that money line parlay.
Yeah, I don't even hate the parlay. I didn't. You know what? KC plus 1.5 didn't even make my ticket, so I don't even like it. It's just like, how can I really make a case for the Padres at this price? You can't. There's no numbers you could bring into it to make a case.
Right.
The only thing you could do is like, well, they're good and they got to start hitting eventually. You know what I mean? Like that's the only.
Yeah.
Phillies at Giants. I actually like my pick in this one, and I don't even have a long explanation for it. I just feel like it makes sense. First 5 under 4.5. I like in this one. I'm pretty sure I got this at plus money too, plus 105. So this is a plus money one here. It's simple explanation. You got a lefty matchup featuring 2 lineups that can't hit lefties. Alex Wood is returning from an injury, but he came out of the bullpen a few days ago, so he shouldn't be that rusty. That being said, I think he's very undervalued right now. I have always talked shit about Alex Wood dating back to last season, but he's not this bad. He's better than what we've seen so far this year. Phillies are dead last in the last 2 weeks against lefties, and I mean literally 30th. Dead last. Giants lineup in the last 2 weeks is actually like 18th or 19th or something against lefties, but this has been one of the worst lineups against left-handed pitching this whole season, so I'm not going to jump for joy over 18th in the last 2 weeks. We know this lineup can't hit lefties, so I actually also like the spot for Bailey Falter. When I was looking at this game, I expected the first 5 total to be at like 3.5, 4. When I saw it was at 4.5 with plus money, typed it up immediately.
Yeah, so a couple things, and a couple of people in the comments saying it's changed. So you're still going to see Bailey Falter. You're still going to see Connor Brogdon. Whoever comes first, it doesn't really matter. They're all going to go, each of them are going to go probably like 2 or 3 innings or what have you. So everything that he just said still stays the same. It's just a matter of when they face it. So
yeah, I made the graphic with Brogdon too, but for some reason I put Falter on my notes.
It's because he's been out in all the pictures and stuff too. Yeah, it makes sense. I feel the same way. But anyway, I am on the Giants, so on the money line. Like Sauce talked about, Phillies aren't really hitting left-handed pitching at all. As he talked about, they're dead last in the last couple of weeks. And then Alex Wood, I'm not want to say I'm like a huge Alex Wood guy, but I am a little bit bigger on him than everybody else. He looked really bad at the end of last year, but after coming back, he's faced the White Sox, the Dodgers, and Miami. Hasn't really gone very long as far as innings wise, but I think they've been working him up. Only giving up 1 run in each of those starts. He gave up 3 his first time out to Chicago, but his last 2 very short innings, very short performances, but still not giving up runs, striking out 8 guys in those 6 innings. So that's a positive. He walked 3 guys against the Dodgers, but it's the Dodgers, so I just kind of put it past them. So Giants only coming home from like a 3 or 4 game road trip in Arizona. Last time they came home from a road trip this season, they played Milwaukee and scored 6 runs. So I don't really worry about that. Philly coming back home from Colorado in a bullpen day, which I don't really trust the Phillies bullpen right now. So give me San Francisco at the nice money line at minus 115 for 0.75.
Yeah, I knew you were going to mention it. Toast loves fading teams when they leave Coors.
Yeah. Got to do it.
Final game.
And the Phillies, even though that their box scores might show 6 or 7 runs, that was like 1 or 2 innings, and that was it. I mean, for 95% of the time they were in Colorado, they weren't doing jack shit.
Yeah, no, for real. They just found a way to win the game.
Yeah.
Last game. You already know what it is. Dodgers.
No, we don't.
Dodgers. Yes, we do.
We know it.
You're going to take an L if you're trying to go against the Dodgers here.
I know. It's okay.
All right, is Toast about to really try to sell the Twins to us? All right, hold on. First,
yes.
Let me have my moment in the sun. So Pablo Lopez coming off back-to-back great starts. No doubt he looked great. They were against the White Sox and the Padres. But once again, not trying to take away credit from him. He did look good. That being said, we know I don't think Pablo Lopez is an ace. I think he's due for a bad one, and on the road in LA, perfect spot. Dodgers smash right-handed pitching. You know what? I have it open right here. I didn't write down what their numbers are recently. He was elite. Yeah, see, they're still 5th. They're still crushing righties. I don't have a ton of faith in Syndergaard. That being said, I trust him way more at home than I do on the road. He's got a 13 ERA on the road, just a 3.47 at home. Not ERA isn't always the best indicator. In fact, it usually isn't. But it was the same story last season also. Syndergaard is not a great starting pitcher in Major League Baseball anymore, but at home, he still is solid. He still is solid, and against the Twins, I'm not willing to be like, okay, the Twins are hot now after having a couple good games. This lineup's been shit for a month. Dodgers will win this game.
I'm not going to sit here and bound my hand on the table to fade the Dodgers, but I did send it out to people I'm with. I am on the Twins money line at plus 100. I do think that Pablo Lopez, I don't think Pablo Lopez is an ace either. I'll give you that. I don't think he's an ace, but I think he's pretty damn good. All 3 times in his career that he's faced the Dodgers in 21 and 22, pitched very well. A total of like 16 innings, only giving up 4 or 5 runs in there. And he's, again, pitched very well after 2 really shaky performances that really weren't himself. But for me, there was a couple of things surrounding those performances. That performance against Washington, he was signing his deal, and then that performance against Kansas City was like the day after he signed the deal. So maybe his head wasn't there. He had a lot of other things going on. Again, maybe I'm grasping at straws, but then coming back the last 2 starts, and pitching extremely well. Syndergaard, I don't even know what to expect from him. I mean, he hasn't been he's been decent at home. I'll give him that, but he's not really going that great. I mean, the Mets and the Cubs aren't fantastic lineups, especially with the time that he was facing them. I understand that the Twins haven't been fantastic, but they've also scored like 40 runs the past 5 days. I understand half of them were the last 2 days against the Cubs, but I like them keeping that momentum. Syndergaard's dealing with that blister still. He only pitched 1 inning his last time out against Milwaukee, so if that blister is healed and he's fine, that's cool, but doesn't have the best numbers against this Twins lineup. He faced him a couple years ago, went 7, gave up 4 runs. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's nothing that I'm trying to ride home about. It's scary to fade the Dodgers. It really is. But after them playing San Diego, 4 runs in each of those games, they all kind of came early. I don't know. Maybe they're not as hot as they think they are. We'll find out. Twins money line.
L. This is an L. Ladies and gentlemen, you just witnessed the toast L. All right.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Let's get to a strikeout parlay, hit parlay, anything like that, or should we do right to the community?
I got a couple hit parlays. I got a couple hit props that I like.
All right, let's put them up the screen. Hit props.
This is going to sound crazy because he's known as a catcher and not a hitter. Martin Maldonado, catcher for the Astros, over 0.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Just really quickly, he's been kind of really good right now. He's hit this number in 8 of his last 10 games. And then against Tyone in his career, he has like over a 300 average with a home run and a couple of RBIs. So Maldonado at over 0.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at even money. And then in that Dodgers game, Correa, Kirilloff, and Betts all to get a hit at plus 195. Kirilloff and Correa are 2 of the hottest hitters in Major League Baseball right now over the last 2 weeks. And Mookie Betts is number 19, plus he hits leadoff for the Dodgers. He's always good for a hit. So plus 195, I like that value.
How do you spell Kirilloff?
Kirilloff.
Correa, Betts, Kirilloff, plus 195. All 3 to get a hit.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go. Community parlay. I actually don't even, I'm assuming it didn't hit yesterday because people would have texted me or something about it. But like I said, I was on the golf course yesterday. I didn't watch any baseball. I actually didn't even get to see any of the Sixers-Celtics playoff game. Doesn't seem like I missed much. That looked horrible from the box score. All right, so we'll take the Padres. I don't like to take them all from one person. So this person said Padres, Houston, Red. So I'm just going to take the Padres away from more people. Harrison says Brewers. Padres, D-backs.
And yes, Jake Valent, Gallo is seeing the ball really well right now. 167 WRC plus over the last 14 days.
I love his ex-girlfriend. She's annoying on Twitter, but she's so hot.
Who? Joey Gallo?
Yeah, that girl, she works with like Book It with Trent. She does like
I have no idea.
She does like betting stuff. I'm surprised you've never seen her. Wow, I can't think of her name. Giants money line. There you go. That's the 4th. I just realized I just called her annoying on a live broadcast. I'm sorry. I shouldn't
I
have
actually
said
don't. I don't hate that.
that. No, but like, what if I meet her someday? You know, like I don't want to. Like,
It's not like you were bashing her. I mean, I get it though.
yeah, I do. I don't usually do that. So D-backs, Giants. Where the hell's the Giants? Man, FanDuel sucks. Oh, here we go. D-backs, Giants, Brewers, Padres. Brewers, Padres. Brewers, Padres. Brewers, Padres. There we go. Plus 612. Ooh, a manageable odds. Nice little manageable one. I think this community parlay might hit. So the community parlay, Padres money line, Brewers money line, D-backs money line, Giants money line at plus 612. Let's do it, community. That last comment. I wouldn't let a baseball game determine your sexual orientation, man. That's something you gotta figure out for yourself. All right, so 612 community parlay. Thanks everyone for watching. Tomorrow we'll be back 4 p.m. Toasty available tomorrow 4 p.m.
Yep.
All right, so we'll be back. See you then, everyone. Let's have a great night. Oh, and the parlay that I put on the VIP ticket. Notice it says very high risk next to it. Please proceed with caution on that. It says it's plus 1570 or something. Please be careful. I almost didn't put it because I didn't want people to go crazy. Like I put it because I think it has a shot. It's plus 1570, very high risk. So everyone, have a great night. Talk to you on Twitter.